Hey, my name Keisha, but LaShawn is my middle name, but I go by LaShawn. But yeah, my son was murdered October 27th of 2020. And the reason why I say, and I agree with you, the parents definitely have to be parents because I definitely was not my son's friend, and he knew not to play with me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even, when he was a child, I didn't even allow him to play with toy guns. And even as an adult, it wasn't no locking your room, your door, none of that. I'm going in the room, I'm checking, making sure ain't nothing in there. My son got killed. I don't want to talk too much about it because the person is still out there and it's still like they still trying to look for him. But he got killed over something that didn't even have nothing to do with him. It was basically the person he was around. It was more so of, okay, I can't catch him, so I'm gonna catch you because I know that you always down here.
All right, hold on. Hey, Keish, let me stop you real quick. Can you break that down? Because I talk about that all the time about people getting killed just because they around somebody, like I'm saying, that was into something and all that. So can you go deep and break that down and let them know, like I'm saying, what's really going on, how real it is out here?
Yeah, like I used to tell my son all the time, you gotta watch the people that you're around. Everybody is not your friend. Everybody is not cool with you. You know, everybody who knew Keshone, they knew that he was like a happy-go-lucky person. He would do anything for anybody. He was just loyal like that. But I used to always tell him, you being loyal to the wrong individuals because that person wasn't loyal to you. If
Right.
a person is loyal to you and they know they did something and they know that you're around, they'll give you a heads up like, yo, don't go back down there, such and such and such. You understand what I'm saying? So that wasn't the case. And these people knew that my son be with this individual. And they knew that you could find him down Frankfurt. That's where he be at. So it was kind of like he walked into a situation really not knowing the situation. You understand what I'm saying? When he found out about the situation, again, him being loyal, he not going to say, yeah, I know who did that because that's his, you understand? That's it's street
Yeah,
code.
yeah. I'm
You,
glad I'm
you
glad you brought that up because I talk about
yeah,
that all the time and they don't understand it. Like I'm saying, it's real. Like I'm saying, some people know that if I say something, I'm bringing harm to myself and my
right,
family because I'm out here in these streets. Like it's
right,
real.
right. So
What's
basically,
up, Joe?
it's all about, knowing who your kids be around. And it's like, I kind of, when he was growing up, I always knew who he was around. I always knew his friends. I knew who they were. Like
Right.
I said, I'm from the projects. I'm from down 11th Street. My kids, when we moved from the building, we lived on a corner house where, O'Keefe and all them.
Yeah, pops. That's my listen. We
Yeah,
like this.
yeah. But I moved in their old house.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
right
was,
there on the corner.
yeah. So, out in the back is the little parking lot. That's all my kids was allowed to go. Right there in the back. I'm sitting out in the back. I'm watching them. I'm
Yeah,
not
between Mervine Street.
right. I'm not one of them mothers that don't know where my kids at. I knew where my kids was at all times. I just didn't play. I go to work, but then you put your kids in the after school program. By the
Right.
time the school program is over, I'm there picking them up. I'm bringing them home. You're only allowed to ride your bikes and shit in this little circle right here where I can sit out there and watch you. When I come in, y'all coming in. So my son, I'm not gonna say he was a saint, but I can tell you this: he sold his little weed, but he wasn't the type that be robbing and all this kind of stuff. But even though I told him, you know what comes along with that. You might not be into no shiesty shit like far as robbing people and carrying guns and all that shit, but you still out in the streets. You still selling weed. And I didn't find out that my son sold weed until the day he was murdered. Because he used to work. He worked at Checkers on Fox Street. So I really had no idea. That's why you can't say as an adult you know what your kids do at all times, because you don't.
Right.
Anybody who say they know what their child doing as far as them being an adult, they lying. Because the detective told me that my son was found with weed in his bed. That's how I found out. Because he never kept it in my house. I didn't play that shit. I'm doing random room checks.
Right.
Ain't no such thing as lock. You live under my household. Ain't no locking no doors. Ain't no privacy.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I feel like I want to go in your room and check shit, I'm gonna go in your room and check shit. Because at the end of the day, I have little children that also live here, and I always told him that if you live here, you're going to either go to school or you're going to go to work.
Hey, can I say this real quick? Because a lot of people don't understand, like I'm saying about me. I never known you lived on North Street Projects. And just from you talking, everything you just said, you sound like the people who raised me, who I grew up with. And listen, we ain't play that shit.
That's right.
And I tell people all the time, I'm glad you brought it up about when you told your son, look, just because you sell weed, yeah, you're not off limits. And a lot of moms tell me all the time, Ikey, all my son did was sell weed. I say it don't matter. Like you said, if you sell weed, if you sell weave, like the hair, it don't matter.
It don't.
You know what I'm saying?
It don't matter. When you out in the streets, you out in the streets. Anything come with that. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just mad at the whole situation because I told him, I was like, listen, you can't be out in these streets. You got to get a job. That's why I was like, when the detective told me that, but then when they checked his rap sheet, he was like, and this is real shit, Ikey. The detective told me, he was like, you know what, Miss Saunders? I would have rather your son be in jail fighting a gun case than where he at now.
You know how many times I heard that?
The detective told me and his dad that. He was like, because your son, you know, they did their investigation on him. He was like, your son was a good kid. My son never been locked up. Graduated from high school, went on prom, all that shit. Worked. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, how did this happen? But again, it happened because you was with the wrong people. Because you choose your friends wisely. You understand what I'm saying? You got to know who these people be with. That's why a lot of these females and stuff getting shot up because they
talk that shit. Talk to them.
I don't know what they get into. Like I tell my daughter all the time, ain't no stopping and talking to nobody in the streets on the corner, none of that shit. They tell you.
Hey, Keish, look, real quick. Let them know how old your son was and all that. Did he have kids and all that? And then you can finish from when you was at.
Yeah, he just turned, when he was murdered, he had just turned 24. His birthday was, actually his birthday was October the 4th. His birthday just passed. He would have been 25. But he just turned 24 October the 4th, and he was murdered October the 27th. No children. No children. Graduated from high school, was getting ready to go to trade school. And I was wondering why, because he was like, Mom, you know what? I'm done with hanging around these streets. See, Frankfurt was where his family was at. So he used to hang out Frankfurt with them. But really, he kind of was a loner a little bit because that's why the people knew they could catch him, and they knew that he would be by himself. Because he'll hang with his, talk to his friends for a little bit, then he out. My son will be home, or he'll get ready for work. He'll come down there, chill for a little bit, then he'll be in, come back home so he can get ready for work. But I don't know. I mean, I did everything as a parent that I could do, to keep him from the streets. And I did a good job. It's just when he got old.
I can't hear him. Well, the sound went up. Can y'all hear him? I can't hear him. Oh, there you go.
He wanted to be like, yeah, I'm a street guy. You ain't no street guy. Even his friends was like, Sean wasn't he wasn't no street guy.
Let me ask you this real quick. Was his dad into the streets and all that?
No. His dad was in college to play ball.
He
went to William Penn, all that.
So you never seen So you never seen like your son bringing in like extra money or he buying clothes and stuff? You like, yo, where do you get that money from and all that? Like you never
worked. He used to work at Checkers. And I only charge. I charge my daughter and my son rent because I wanted to teach them responsibility.
Right.
And let them know you can't live nowhere for free. But I would charge like $100 a month.
Right.
And I will hold that $100 for them, you know, just in case. Like if he bought some stuff and he didn't really have no money until the next time he get paid, here I got, you know, a couple of dollars for you, because I didn't want him to go in the street. So that was my thing. You gonna finish school, and I understand college is not for everybody. So I really wasn't adamant about him going to college. I wanted him to, but I wasn't really adamant about it because I know college is not for everybody. But do a trade school or work. In this house, that's what you're gonna do.
Right.
When you turn a certain age, you're gonna do that. That's what you're gonna do. My daughter,
you gotta pay your way.
Yeah, my daughter, she went to college, everything. Like now she working. My son, the same thing. He didn't go to college, but he did graduate high school. But then he had his little Checkers job. And who? Oh, they can't. Can y'all hear me?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, they can hear me now. And so that was basically my thing. When you live here, you want to either work or you want to go to school. That's the bottom line. And it's crazy because even before he passed away, I was getting ready to go down south, move down south, because I don't know, I just wanted a little better opportunity. I wanted my kids to grow up where I know it's violence everywhere, but it's to the point like I have a 11-year-old and a 9-year-old. I don't even allow them to go outside. And this was before my son was murdered. I don't allow them to go outside because it's too. I do things with my kids. Like my son, Keshone, my son been everywhere. He experienced everything. I was one of the moms. Even if it's a trip when they was young, remember the gallery? Even if it's a trip every weekend, we take you to the gallery.
Right.
You did good in school. You could get a toy from KB. You know what I mean? I go get you a little. I reward you when you're. Right. But when you're.
And when you was living that when this was going on in North Street. Now listen, I was just saying this earlier. There's plenty of people that live in the projects, public housing, bust their ass every day, make sure their kids ain't doing nothing crazy, right? Just like you said. And I said that earlier. I said they take the kids out on the weekend and all that. Yeah. But some of us like to make excuses every time. Oh, the white man bringing the guns and drugs in the black community. It's the government doing this and all this shit. You sitting up here keeping it real like a motherfucker. Understand what I'm saying? And that's what we need to hear more of in our community. And that's why I like doing this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we need to hear real shit.
That's right. It ain't no government. It's these parents trying to be these kids' fucking friend. You can't be their friend.
Right.
I'm not your friend. I'm your mom. You can't come to me and you smoking weed and all that shit. You not laying up with nobody in my house. I don't lay up with nobody in my house out of respect for my children. So you ain't laying up with nobody. What? I don't play that shit. I never played that shit. Anybody who know me will tell you, I never played that shit. Like I never played with my kids.
Some parents like to say, well, I'd rather them do it around me or do it in my house or do it rather than do it in the streets. And I say all the time, I say, when you tell your child that, that's the first day you fuck up as a parent.
This is the first.
When you tell your child, right, I'd rather them do it in my house. No.
Fuck no. You ain't listen. I can't really sit up here and say, oh yeah, my son ain't smoking no weed or none of that shit. You ain't do that shit in my house. You not doing that shit in my house. I'd rather you not. Why not be in their head? Don't do that shit at all. Why say I'd rather you do it in my house? Why not don't do it at all?
Right.
You ain't see my kids. Let me tell you, from the time I had my son when I was 18. From the time I turned 20, I had my second child 21. My kids seen me. I've been working at the welfare office for over 17, 18 years. My kids seen me going to work or either school. That's it. Either work or school. That's all.
Right.
Because I feel like it start with the parents. If your child see you getting up, going to work every day, going to school or going to work, they gonna
Say that
follow
again.
it.
Can you please say that again?
When your child see you getting up every morning doing something productive, not getting up lighting a blunt, not getting up drinking, getting up going to school, getting up going to work, they gonna follow that lead. It start you got to show your kids the way. You can't put that shit on no government. You can't put that shit on nothing. And I ain't trying to hear I'm a single parent, because I'm a single parent. I'm a single parent. I got 4. And my youngest kids get straight A's. I'm not saying that's going to keep them out the street, but guess what? I'm going to die trying.
Right.
You ain't going to never say they in the street because they mom ain't care or they mom, but no. My kids' school to this day, they know. You call me for anything. I don't give a fuck. They got my job number.
Right.
They got my house number.
Right.
You call me for anything and I'm on their ass.
Right. Right.
I'm up there. I'm leaving work. I'll be back.
Right.
I'm gonna take an early lunch. I'll be back. Yeah. I'm not doing all that. When we was homeschooling and all that, I chose to finish working at home so I can be there for my kids. So I can
Right.
make sure I'm not using that excuse, oh, they homeschooling, these kids ain't learning. No, you gonna learn. What you gonna do? I set up a little table while I'm downstairs working. Y'all fucking downstairs online going to school. No. I'm just
Simple as
tired of
that.
these parents. I'm tired of them making an excuse. I'm tired of them talking about because you was a single parent and you was a single this, a single that. I've been working since I was 19, 20 years old with 2 kids. Going to school, working, going to school, working. That's all I did. That's all I did. You gotta stop being these kids' friend. This shit be killing me. Oh, I ain't know. How you don't know what's in your house? How?
Talk to them.
How you don't know what's in your child's room?
And you
You
pay the
scared to
bills.
check it? You scared to check their room? No. There would be fucking checking. My son know. Keshone knew.
Hey, Keith.
That's why. Yes.
And let me say that because somebody just commented. She said everybody don't have the tools to be parents. Unfortunately, like, I'm trying to understand what the fuck do that mean. What the fuck is the tools to be a parent?
What is the tools? Because when you a first time parent, nobody it don't come with instructions. What is the tool to be a parent?
Right.
The tool to be a good parent is don't be chasing these men, going out to the bars. When you chose to lay down and have a child, that shit is over. All that partying and all that shit is over. It's over. You gotta attend to your child. You can't leave it up to the grandma, Miss Niecy next door, Mom Dot down the street. No, you gotta watch them kids. That's yours. You can't even depend on the dad. All that shit. Let me tell you something. Because I've dedicated my life to being a mother. Last year was the first time I ever been on a plane going away. Because I was so adamant about being a mother. You know, I took my kids, to Florida, Orlando. But all that partying shit, I'm just now, like if I want to go to a little get together or something like that, I'll go. When I was young, and I was like 19, 20, Keith, you coming out? No, I gotta, oh, you can't get your, no. I'm not sitting there looking for no babysitter to go party. What?
Right.
Why am I going to get somebody else to watch my kid just to go party? When I chose to be a mother, that's what I chose to be, a mother. Nobody's raising my kids but me. And that's the bottom line. Nobody raising my kid but me. And I just don't understand how these mothers don't know. Even social media. My son had a social media. I can let you check my social media, my son's social media right now. Ikey, no fucking guns on here. It ain't no pictures of him holding no money. I remember one time my son was 16 or 17, and I looked on his face. First of all, they wasn't allowed to get social media until they like 17. I don't play that shit. Ain't no social media when you 8,
Right.
9, 10, and all that.
Right.
So my son was 17 when he first got his social media, but the rules was I must have your passcode and I gotta be your friend on there. Why? Because I gotta monitor what the fuck is on there.
Right.
So I never forget. I seen him with he pump faking an empty bottle of beer can or some shit like that, wine. So I called them, said, first of all, take that shit off. Secondly, don't let me ever see you posting no shit like that. You drink beer? No, ma, I was just doing, ain't no doing shit for no gram. You don't know
Right.
these people? You know them? No, okay, so what is you doing it for them for? Why you, don't be fake. I said, let me tell you something, you be yourself. You don't never be no follower. You don't never be faking shit on for people on social media. You don't know these people. And I bet I never see you know with no shit like that on your page, on putting up shit. Listen, these kids be on social media with guns and all. What? And you as the
Hey.
mom, you don't see that? You don't see that shit with your son holding a gun? And where he getting it from? Because I'm gonna tell you one thing. My son got out of line one time when he was in school. They called me up for the school. Oh yeah, he was up here acting up. Da, 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 da. I said, let me tell you something. I'll put you away myself. Before I let you get hurt out in these streets, I'll fucking put you away.
Mm.
If you don't want to act accordingly, then you're gonna, it's whatever. And then I also told him, and if you ever be out in these streets and you get locked the fuck up, don't call me. Cause I'm not bailing you out. I'm not giving you no money. I ain't coming to see you. I ain't doing none of that. Because to me, unless they defending themselves, but if you out in the streets acting goofy and all that, and the mom running up there belling you, you condoning that shit. That's what it means to me.
Right.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if my child out here, and I know he out here, and if my son, and I'm gonna be real with you, if my son was to ever shoot somebody and kill somebody, I'm turning you to fucking. You ain't gotta worry about nobody asking for no reward money, cause I'm turning you in.
Right.
Real shit. And I know people might say, oh no, real shit, because you gotta think of it like this. You killed somebody. And if you killed somebody, you ain't living with me. And I'm not hiding you from nobody. You was a man, you thought you was the man, you killed somebody, now you gotta you gotta suffer the consequence. Now you gotta get locked the fuck up. Cause ain't nobody coming to my house with the rest of my kids there. And I think that's kind of what kept him on a straight path, because I always told him it's not just you. You have siblings. I
Right.
can't. You don't bring that shit to my house. Don't bring no kind of nonsense to my house. And if I even get a little whiff of you doing something, you gotta go. You gotta go. And that's why he went out and got his little job and everything. Keshone he really was a good kid. He really very well mannered. It's just unfortunate. It's because you teach your child, you raise them with love, and a lot of these people, they evil spirited. They don't know what love is. They never had a household with their mom that loves them unconditionally.
Right.
A lot of times the mom was on drugs and stuff like that. And I really feel bad for children that's raised like that their mom might have been on drugs and stuff, and they had to fend for themselves to get something to eat or something like that. And cause me living in North Street, we had neighbors like that, and I would feed the little kids. My kids used to play with them.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the best clothing, or sometimes they would be hungry, and I used to cook out a lot. They always knew they was welcome to my house to get something to eat. Or I would give them, the little girl, my daughter, old clothes, the little boy, my son, old clothes that he couldn't fit. You know, because my heart just, you know, I just feel bad for people like that. And a lot of times those type of children, those are the ones who grow up committing these crimes
Right.
because they wasn't shown love. And
Yeah.
I'm not making that as an excuse, but that's how it is.
No, that's
That's how
real.
it is.
I talk about that all
You
the
know?
time. I say some of the kids, like last week, I was saying like how some of the parents they curse at the kids early in the morning when they take them to school. You waking the kids up. You know what I'm saying? All you do, you never hug your child. You never say I love you. So all the kids dealing with all that anger. So all
Yeah,
they know how to do is they're gonna lash out at anything.
yeah,
Understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
So a lot of the parents play a big part in the kids just being out here doing all this crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. They do. Like, if I was back in the house, you'll see how I treat my kids. I always, even with my son, that's why I make it my business to tell my kids I love them every day, several times a day.
Yeah.
We always tell each other we love them. You know, when I talk to my son, or I'm like, I'm just checking you at work, son. Talking about Keshone, he be like, yeah, mom, I'm at work. Okay, be safe coming home, because sometimes he would get off of work. And you know what's crazy? I used to worry about him coming home from work and somebody doing something to him, because sometimes he used to get off of work because you know checkers, they don't close till late.
Right.
So sometimes he would get off of work like 3, 4 in the morning, and I'd be like, all right, well, wake me. I'm gonna set my alarm. I'm gonna come get you. He's like, no, mom, I'm all right. I'm cool because we don't live too far from there. And he'll be like, mom, I'm cool. Or sometimes I'll be like, well, no, I'm gonna just send you a lift. Because you know, I used to work. It's crazy because I used to worry about him walking the streets that time of morning coming home from work. But when he was murdered 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock in the evening at in Frankfurt. You know, and it's just all I can say is to the parents, if you know your kid into some dumb shit, like you gotta handle that, because your child taking other people's lives, and we, like me and my kids, we never gonna heal from this. We was a close knit family from my oldest to my youngest.
Right.
All they knew was their older brother. Like my kids be in so much pain every day. Like I'm getting them into therapy now because
Hmm.
although they young, but especially my little son, my 9-year-old, that was his big brother.
Well, let me
Like
ask you this: Do you need help with therapy and counseling and all that? Because I can connect you with some people. Because I mean, I got some situations with some counseling for the kids. Or so I mean, this is what it's all about. I don't just want to have people on
yeah,
live sharing your story. So we gonna connect after this. But you mean anything you
okay,
need for the family, the kids, no problem. I got you.
yeah. Because this pain, I'm telling any mother out here, this pain is indescribable. Okay, when you got it, like my son's birthday was just Monday. This is the first time in 25 years that I couldn't hug him, that I couldn't hear his voice, that I couldn't hear him say, "Mom, I love you. Thank you for always being there for me." I had to go visit my son at the cemetery for his birthday.
Hmm.
Like that shit tears me apart every day, every day. Cause I was young having him, so I kind of like grew. We kind of like grew up together. That's all I knew because that's all I had on my hip. When you see me, you see my kids. And my younger set, they all like 10 years apart. Like my oldest is, my son just turned 25, my daughter 22. And then my younger kids is 12 and 9. So, you know, you see that's a big age difference.
Right.
So for the longest, it was just me, my daughter, and my son. That's all I knew. Like, that's all I knew. Like, that's all I knew was my son. That shit kills me every single day, that I can't see his face, that I can't hear him laugh, that I can't every morning, don't you know I look, because every morning before he go to work, he used to come right in my room, sit, hug me, lay on my bed before he get in the shower. We'll talk. And I say, all right, son, have a good day. I love you. He's like, all right, mom, I'm about to get in the shower. Before he get in the shower, he come back, give me a kiss. Or before I get ready to go to work, because I would leave out work. If he got to be to work in the morning, sometimes we'll leave out at the same time. I'll drop him off, then I'll go to work. But if he had to work in the evening, then I'll see him. I just seen him every day. That's basically what I'm saying. Every day before he left out And the crazy thing is, the day he was murdered, I didn't see him that day. I didn't see him that day. I stepped out the house because I was working from home, and we had a meeting on Zoom, but I had got a phone call, so I stepped out the house, took the phone call. Whole time I'm thinking he in the house. I never knew that he left out. So I asked my daughter, I said, wow. I said, Keshone still asleep. This ain't like him because he normally be up. So she's like, Mom, no, he left out. So I didn't even get a chance. I always tell my son I love him before he leave out every day. And that day, like I never got a chance to, because when I called him, he didn't answer his phone. That's how I knew something wasn't right. And I felt that shit. The day he was murdered, I just got sick to my stomach all of a sudden. Like it was always, I was like real nauseous. And I was like, my daughter's like, what's wrong, Mom? I was like, I feel sick. I don't know what's going on, but I feel real sick. And then I just started throwing up. Half an hour later, I get the phone call that my son just got shot. And I knew he wasn't gonna make it. I felt it. I just felt it in my gut that it didn't sound too good. And when I got to the hospital, he did survive for 4 hours. After he got shot, he survived for 4 hours. So, I was able to go in there and hold his hand. Deep in my heart, I believe that he heard everything, but he was already brain dead. So, this shit. Only thing I can say is you gotta teach your kids to know who they around. That's the bottom line. Let them know if somebody into some bull crap, don't be around them because you can be guilty by association. You don't have to be the one out here doing the nonsense, but the person that you with. The person that you with, they can be in here catching all types of rap. You think they gonna tell you no? A real friend will be like, no, I just did. But they not gonna tell you nothing.
Right.
They'll even have you they'll have you drop them off somewhere, knowing they just did something. Now, the people done seen them getting out your car, and now they think you into it.
Yep.
So it's always guilty by association. That's why you gotta watch who you be around. You gotta teach your kids, watch who you around. Everybody is not your friend. You gotta stop being a friend to these kids. You stop being a friend. Stop. That's just the bottom line. It's a lane to this. There's a difference between your child can come to you and talk to you about anything, and it's a difference between just trying to be their friend. Now, when I say talk to me about anything, you can come talk to me about things, but there is no lighting up no weed, smoking it with me.
Right.
There is no we going out partying and all that kind of shit. You bringing anybody in my house. I'm known as the cool mom. No.
Right.
I don't want to be known as none of that. I want to be known as the mom that don't play. I want to be known as my mom. Oh shit, if I do something and you tell my mom, oh my God, my life is over.
Right.
That's the kind of mom I am, and that's the kind of mom I'm gonna remain. It ain't no, I don't care, tell my mom, she ain't gonna do nothing. No, my kids knew. You tell my mom, and I used to tell my neighbors, anybody, you see my kids out here. First of all, you ain't gonna see my kids out here doing anything stupid, because if you see my kids out here, best believe I'm sitting right here on the step watching them.
Right.
And if my kids ain't going to be outside while I'm not at home, because like I said, I used to put them in after school programs. So if the after school program, they don't end till 6 o'clock, I get off at 5. By the time I get off of work, come get you. All right, it's 6 o'clock. You don't have no time to be running around. This is when they was younger. Now, when they get a little older, 21, 22, you kind of really don't know what they doing out here. But at the same time, you know what's in your house.
Right.
If they don't work, if my son didn't work, I would have questioned where you get this money from. And see, Keshone wasn't a flashy type guy, so it wasn't like he was bringing in sneaker boxes and clothes, because he wasn't no flash. He used to stack his money up. That's why I don't even understand why you called yourself selling weed, because you wasn't a flashy kind of guy. He used to stack his own, stack his money up, because he didn't worry about, he wasn't into all that. Let me get this, or let me get this, or let me get this. He was more so trying to stack his money up, get him a little car and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's what he was into. But if my son didn't work, I'm going, where you get this money from? I'm going in shoe boxes. I'm lifting up your bed. I'm going under your mattress. I'm digging in your pockets. All that. I'm not going to be one of them that don't know, can't no mom tell me that they don't know what's going on in their house, because that's bullshit.
That's real shit.
I don't want to hear no mom say, oh, I ain't know. Yeah, you did.
Right.
You knew. First of all, if they bring weed in your house, you can smell the shit.
Talk to them.
So I'm not trying to hear you didn't know.
Right.
And the reason why I probably didn't know my son, so because he knew what kind of mom I was. He knew don't bring that shit in my house.
Right.
So he probably was like, shit, I can't keep this shit in my mom's house, because my mom like a greyhound. My kids, they tease me all the time. They be like, Mom, you a detective. You goddamn right. You goddamn right. I'm a detective, because I'm going to know what's going on in my house at all times.
Right. As you
And that's
said.
just the bottom line. I'm going to know what's going on. And that's my rule. No, you ain't locking no door. Why this door? Unlock this door. Why this door locked? Unlock it. What's going on in here? Oh, Mom, I was sleeping. Okay, well, unlock the door. You can sleep with an unlocked door.
Right.
You don't pay the rent in here to lock the door. If you want to lock a door, then I suggest you get your own shit. Then you can lock any door you want to. But when you live here, ain't no locking of no doors. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. I'm doing checks, and my son knew that. I'm checking the room. I'm going in your drawers. I ain't asking you, can I come in your room? I'm going up in there.
Right.
And that's just that. That's why I really don't understand how these parents can be saying that they don't know what's going in their house. I don't get it. Y'all know you scared of the child because you got parents that's scared of their child. How are you scared of your child? What?
Yeah, most of the parents, like I say all the time, they get high. They on drugs as well. So, I mean,
yeah.
If your son out here in the game, all he knows, look, give my mom a couple of dollars. She probably gonna get high with that shit anyway. Like, you mean about nothing. My daddy in the crib, and that's what it is.
Yeah, and I feel bad. I really do. I feel bad. I thank God that He didn't direct me in that path, because I could have easily been one of those. Because there's a lot of people I went to school with, and when I see them, I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look old. Like, they just been out there, and I'm
Right.
it's just a blessing that I never fell in that category. I watched family members, on drugs, so I knew what that can lead to. So I never wanted to go down that path, and I never wanted my children to go down that path, because I seen firsthand what drugs can do to you. Like I said, I had family members that was on drugs, so I just thank God that I was always taught, because it's a cycle. I seen my mom get up and go to work, so that made me want to get up and go to work. That made my daughter want to get up and go to work. That made my son. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I said it's a cycle. But you got parents that was on the system all their life,
Right.
and now the kids on the system. Now their kids on the system. Somebody got to break the cycle.
Thank you.
And that's just what it is. You can't be blaming the government and this. Oh yeah, it's lack of jobs and this, that, and the third. No. Ain't no lack of jobs. Right. You got to do what you got to do. I'm a caseworker, right? And I still took on a second job cleaning bathrooms and shit to take care of my kids. I'm going to do what I need to do. It ain't no, what's up, cousin? It ain't no, they only pay me $12. No, fuck that. It's a job. And I
Right.
told Keshone the same thing. He like, Mom, oh, they working me to death. I'm in check. I don't give a fuck. It's a job. You gotta
Once
crawl
that
before
check
you
coming in,
walk.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta start from somewhere. If you want a better job, what do that mean? Then you gotta get a better education or you gotta get a trade. Nothing's gonna come to you. You gotta work for whatever it is that you want, you gotta work. You gotta work for it. You understand? You can't I ain't listen. I was on public welfare for 2 years. I ain't like how they talk to me. I ain't like how the caseworker talked to me. I'm like, huh?
It was
I
talking
gotta
crazy.
go. They was talking reckless. I said, I gotta go through this for 201.50 every 2 weeks? No. I was making it work because, like I said, I was there in a project, so I ain't had to pay water or electric. My rent was low as shit. But guess what? That wasn't enough for me. I'm like, this lady talking to me crazy. Then 201.50. No, I can't do that. I gotta do something else.
Yeah, they ain't
You
even
know,
a nickel.
no, I got hired with the state. And I told that fucking lady, I said, you know what, miss? I said, you never know who's going to be who or who you come, in contact with. 2 years later, if I told that lady that shit, how about she was my coworker?
Right.
And I told her, I said, you know what? You was mean and nasty to me. She was like, huh? I was? I said, yeah, you was real nasty to me. I said, you talked to me like I was nothing, like I was uneducated. That's why I don't never talk to my clients that kind of way, and I treat my clients with respect because I know how it is. I know I was on the other side. We all only one paycheck away.
Right.
So I was on the other side. So I know how it is. I don't talk to my clients like they beneath me and all that shit. No. Any of my clients, oh, Miss Saunders, I'm trying to get a job. Okay, well, guess what? This place is hiring. This place is hiring. I have a list of all the places that's hiring. And I give my clients that information they need when we giving out codes. Bring your kids down, come get some codes, all that. You understand? But I also tell them, make this a stepping stone. Use it for what it's worth. If they're going to send you back to school, if we send you back to school, go ahead back to school. We paying for your child care. We paying for all, so it's no excuse.
Right.
I don't mean no harm. I really don't. And I'm not trying to act like I'm better than people and all that shit, because I'm not. But it's no fucking excuse for people not to be out here working when you get in public assistance and we send you to school.
Say that
And
again.
we send you to school and we pay for your child care. And your supplies.
So
Use
you
that
might.
shit as a stepping stone.
I'm gonna need the information on that because I know some people gonna be asking me what you talking about and all that. So, like before you get out of here, because they're gonna cut this live off. They sent me a message. Somebody gonna cut it off in 5 minutes. I don't know what the fuck going on, but give any information you need to get to people for what you talking about right now. Like let them know what's going on with that.
Okay. If you want public assistance and you're receiving cash assistance, you can let them know that you want to get sent to a program. Don't be in there going to the program just to get child care and you can break it off with your boyfriend and all that. I know all that. I know what you do. I know all that. But what I'm saying is, all jokes aside, what I'm saying is use it as a stepping stone. Let them pay for your child care. Let them pay for your if you're going to hear, I don't know if they still, but at one point we were sending people to like Bahrain and all that. I don't know if they still doing it because that's like a CD. Get in contact with your CDU worker. Let them know that you want to get in a program. They'll pay for your child care. They'll pay for audit. If you in any type of trade school, they'll give you money to buy the things that you need for the trade school. And you get a clothing allotment, so it's no fucking excuse. You
Right.
getting clothes to go on the interview. There's no excuse. Real shit. Y'all gotta stop seeing, oh, ain't no job. Y'all gotta put y'all grown men panties, men drawers, women panties on stuff to fuck up for real. Because we losing our kids and it start with y'all. It start with
Right.
us. If your kids see you slacking, smoking weed every day, and I don't knock nobody for smoking weed because, here and there,
No, I
I'm
smoke
just
weed every
saying.
day. Ain't about nothing. No, I
I'm
know.
just,
Shit. I
it
don't take it
ain't
personally. Ain't
about
about
that.
nothing.
Yeah, it ain't about that. But what I'm saying is whatever you do, you do. But
Right.
what I'm saying is you got to handle your business. For real, you got to handle your business. Use this shit as a stepping stone. Whatever the government going to offer, take it, but use it as a stepping stone. A stepping stone. Don't make it a career. Because we offer too much. You just got to know about it. And another thing, if you out of work or anything, like if you say, like for instance, you sick or something like that, you out of work 4 weeks, 5 weeks, you can apply for diversion. What diversion is, they'll give you like 3 months of public assistance up front in one lump sum, but that's only for people that have a job to return. So you might be out on work. You might be out sick and you apply for unemployment. You're not eligible for unemployment. You can apply for diversion. They don't tell you that, but I'm gonna tell you. You apply for diversion, and you'll get a lump sum. You don't have to take nobody to child support or none of that. You don't have to do that. Like with cash assistance, how you got to take the father to court and all that. You don't have to do that for diversion. That's just basically another way until like you get approved for unemployment or something like that. But it's so many different programs. You just got to talk to your CDU worker. Let them know you want to go back to school or you want to go to like one of the working programs. And a lot of jobs, they hire them.
Right, but see,
They hire them.
But see what you're saying? The thing is, you got to want to do something. A lot of
Yeah.
a lot of the men, a lot of the women, they don't want to do nothing. They just want to sit back, get the money, so they're doing something. Like you said, let it be a stepping stone. You sitting back for 20, 30 years, getting all this free money, and you ain't doing nothing with it. You ain't doing nothing to advance your family. So what your daughter know? What your son know? Oh, I ain't never seen my mom work. All I know is lay on my back, have some kids, and live in the projects.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I lived in the projects, I was paying the ceiling rent because I was always working. So, but and even that, I didn't want to, like I said, I used it as a stepping stone. When I was able to get myself together and get my good job, all right, now it's time to leave here. You know, it was good, you know, when I really didn't have the means to provide like that. The rent was cheaper, but I'm out now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to, you know, but now they nice as crap. You roll past there? You roll past Norris lately?
Man, a couple weeks ago, I drive past there with my kids all the time. I tell them, like, yo, this is where I grew up at.
Yeah.
I'll be so fucked up, like, God damn. Like,
it looks totally different.
Down.
Yeah. It's a gentrification, that's why.
Yeah, we definitely gave y'all, listen, she gave y'all $10 million worth of game tonight. Shout out to Gillian Wallow, man. Like I'm saying, anybody who trying to get on to some paper, or trying to advance your life, let it be a stepping stone, like she said.
What's she tweaking from? Who tweaking?
Ooh. I don't know.
Somebody was saying this person talking about what she tweaking from. Who tweaking from?
Don't listen.
What you talking about?
That's somebody they probably ain't got no profile picture, nothing. A lot of these dudes be
You're
gay.
probably the one that I'm talking about. You the one that you probably the ones. You one of the ones. That's why you said what she tweaking from. I'm trying to drop knowledge. What you mean what she tweaking from? But I don't argue with people like that.
No, that's probably some hate. You know, you right. It's probably some hating ass chick too. She mad as hell. Cause she the person you talking about.
Caseworker. Am I your caseworker, sis?
I'm
probably your caseworker.
Yeah, let me pull up. Let me see. Who the fuck is this? Somebody you tweaking. She probably snorted 3 lines just now. She don't hear something up.
You think I probably was your worker. Oh, I think she was a
dude. He ain't never gay.
Oh, thank you. Which district? Aisha, what district was you in? I'll tell you if I was.
Aisha.
Hey, yeah. Thank you, Aisha.
She said she's been working. Yeah,
people are ignorant, Randy. People are ignorant. You know, it's a shame that I feel so bad for our people. I really do. I really feel so bad for our people because we're so ignorant to each other. You understand what I'm saying? I just don't. I mean, you try to say hi, good morning, how are you? It's like, what? You know, it's just, I don't know. I'm just going to pray for everybody.
Yeah,
I'm going to pray for everybody. That's all. This world need prayer.
Any closing words you got to say for the people before they cut us off? Yo, man, you need to get together and do a podcast and all that. You know what I'm saying? So we can talk to the people because on some real shit. You kept it 100, and I appreciate it. I never know you was down North Street. Like I said, we got history, and you was down Frankfurt.
Yes, we do.
Listen, all my crimes as an adult is from Frankfurt, the 15th district. Everybody know. I used to be down Church Street, Frankfurt Ave. They already know. Church Street.
That's where my son got killed, on Church Street.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, Frankfurt Avenue before Frankfurt and Church.
Yeah, it was down. It wasn't on Church Street. I remember what happened. I posted video all the time.
It was on Frankfurt, yes.
Yeah, it was on Frankfurt Ave, but it wasn't down. I should be right with 2J's used to be at, right across from the Power Center on Ruan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I used to work at Shelton District.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I used to work at I used to work at Shelton District. But not okay. I just want to tell everybody, you know what I mean. Just love on your kids. You know what I mean. Just love your children, and please, 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 just know or try to know who they're around. You know, do random room checks if you can. You know, just tell them that you love them. That's it. A lot of times our kids just want to know that they're loved. That's it. Let them know every day that you love them. That's it. And that they're better than the streets. They don't have to be in the streets. It's things out here. You know, if you have younger children, put them in sports. You know, football, basketball, anything. Just put them in sports. Just be in your children's life. Do things with them, even if it's just to go skating. Like I have Sunday Fun Day. You know, we go to Arnold's. We go to different things, the jumping on the trampolines and stuff like that. Just be more involved with your children, and don't let the streets get a hold of them. Because once they get a hold of them, it's going to be too late. And it starts while they're young. Don't let them play with toy guns. None of that. None of that. Because then they're going to get curious. Kids are curious. You know, and we can't really blame the music, because we know the music is out here, but it's our job to teach our children the right way and let them know that rap stuff and the videos is not real. Instagram is not real. Social media is not real. It's a facade. So you just got to let your children know that reality is, this world that we're living in is real. Anybody can be whoever they want on social media. Just let your kids know that you love them and just be there for them. That's it. You know, that's all I got to say. And I pray for all y'all. Y'all have a good night. Ikey, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And I love what you do for the community and for us, because since day one, when I asked you, when I inboxed you and I told you about my son, you was on it from day one. And I thank you so much for that. I thank you so much. And which is what, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And I thank you, because you was one of the not no gun zone under there. I asked him. That's why I don't know if you remember, but I was like, "Are you a part of no gun zone?" You like, "No, I'm my own person." I was like, "Oh," because I asked him to post it, and he was just like, he has his pick. But I can say, from day one, you post my son updates, all of that, and I really, really, truly appreciate you. Really appreciate you.
No, I'm glad you said that. Like I tell people all the time, like me and No Gun Zone, they be thinking like I'm associated with him and what he posts. I ain't got nothing to do with what the fuck No Gun Zone do, or he ain't got nothing to do with the fuck I do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's, you know what I'm saying? He do, I do what I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no beef or nothing like that. But,
right,
you know what I'm
right.
I'm me. I'm Ikey Raw. Like, I ain't No Gun Zone. No Gun Zone ain't Ikey Raw. I don't say I'm No Gun Zone. I don't say I'm Unsolved Murders in Philly. I'm Ikey Raw. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no page.
And you keep it raw. You keep it raw. And that's what the people, you can't sugarcoat stuff out here. You can't be sugarcoating shit.
Late to the party. This motherfucker here. I know who this motherfucker is. Late to the party. This motherfucker, man. He told me you need some chapstick.
I probably do. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, but I need some too. That's why we're about to get off of here. Fuck
yeah, I probably do need some. I probably do. Yeah, don't block him. I probably do need some chapstick. You know
who it is. No, that's my guy. He from Frankfurt. That's my man. I know who it is. Ain't about nothing. He from Frankfurt too. So you know, like, ain't about nothing.
Why you trying to play me and say I need some chapstick? I'm thirsty.
That's what we talking
about real stuff, and all you talking about is chapstick. I'm dying.
My followers
this is crazy.
my followers know you come to this page, you're gonna get some real shit, you're gonna get some funny shit. Like, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I keep it real, like, I mean, so it's all love. That's my man. That's why he said it, because he know that's my guy. You know, I know who he is. I just had to look at the fucking name, because he told me the other day he said some shit. But I'm like, oh, I don't know him. He's like, yeah, I see. I was on there, but I know who it is. Ain't about now. But I appreciate you for coming on. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too.
I'm definitely gonna get some people to reach out to you, whatever. But if somebody reach out to me, tell me they want to get with you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you want me to give me information, I give them the information. But whatever they need to do, that's what they
thank
need to
you.
do. Yeah, ain't about
So
that. I got you.
he said you're beautiful. Thank you. I probably do. I'm thirsty. That's why I'm late from the party. I'm thirsty. I need my water.
Oh, he talking about you a beautiful. You was a fucking nut ass nigga. Now you talking about you a beautiful black sister though. He's a fucking nut.
I need some water.
All right, Keisha, enjoy your night.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night, everybody. Please be safe. Have a good night, y'all.
Y'all be good.